Good morning, students. Today we are going to start with the eighth part of lesson number 4. Already 7 part I have uploaded on the YouTube. You just go through with the 7 part. Now, what we have learned till yet, that we are going to see. We have learned about state, what does it mean by state, nation, nationality, and nationalism, as well as how to maintain nationalism and national integration. That part we have seen. Next is the role of state. In that, peace and order, economic development, nation building, governance, welfare. That part we have covered. After that, what steps government can take or what steps a people should take for the national integration and how we can maintain national integration, that part we have learned. After that, melting pot and salad bowl, it is all about America, the American society. You just go through the page number 37. Let me tell you which page numbers also we have covered. We have covered till yet 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, and 40. These pages we have covered till 7th part. Okay. After that, we have learned about the definition which has been given by Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan about national integration. Then India and the challenges which faced to India. After that, we have learned about the physical, social, and political structure of India. In that, we have two types. One is structural dimension, and second is psychological dimension. So, what we have learned in the structural dimensions? Just see. Okay, in the previous PPT, it was there, and here we have psychological dimensions. You will get here psychological dimensions. Okay, what we have learned in structural dimension? In structural dimensions, we have a particular structure of our administration system. As we all know that we have, means India has adopted a constitutional democratic system. So here we have local body administration, then we have the state government, central government, we have federal structure of the government system where the central government is more powerful than the state government. These things we have learned, and language is the most important part of cultural identity that we have learned in the structural dimension. What else we have learned? If you remember it, in that what we have learned? We have learned about IAS, IPS, IFC, IFS, and IRS examinations. Okay. So these examinations are part and parcel of our administration system. Actually, through this examination, the Indian citizens, they can serve for our country. They could get job, and after getting job they can serve for the national integration also, national unity also through their job. Okay. Then what we have learned about psychological dimension? In psychological dimension, we have to imbibe the emotion of national इंटीग्रेशन, और वी कैन से हमें भारत देश के लोगों में एक हम सब एक है, इसके बारे में उनके मन में ये भावना जागरूक करनी है कि हम सब एक है. तो इसके लिए हम क्या क्या कर सकते हैं साइकोलॉजिकल डायमेंशन के अंदर? ये देखिए, आप देख सकते हैं नेशनल फ्लैग, national anthem, national emblem, national bird, national animals. national song. See, these are the symbols, and through this we can imbibe the national integration, that emotion, that feeling amongst the Indians. So this is that is known as psychological dimensions. Means we have to bind the students, sorry, we have to bind the Indian citizens through this common symbols with India, and hence we can achieve to gain the goal of national unity. After that, we have learned about challenges. See, very first is the challenge about princely states. In the previous lecture, we have learned, we have gone through thoroughly. You just go through the this lecture, seventh part of this fourth lesson. Then conflict in Pakistan and India. See, these are all points we have learned. The diversity, the need of social transformation by incorporating social welfare provisions. Then we have to generate employment opportunities to removal of poverty, that we have seen. The Niti Aayog, it was replaced by the Planning Commission. The Nehru era, Lal Bahadur Shastri, Indira Gandhi era. See, challenges means what? Uh, to unite Indian territory, or to maintain national integration. In that, what obstacles comes in front of country? So these challenges comes under in a topic challenges. So very first, what we have seen, Jammu and Kashmir, Hyderabad, these were the princely states, Junagadh also, and we have learned about that challenges. After that, we struggle for the economic development, and for that purpose the industrial sectors has got means the industrial sectors were promoted by our government. Then we have adopted a mixed economic policy. In the third lesson, we have learnt about mixed economics policy as well as liberal economic policy. And for that purpose, we have 5-year plan. Each and every party, they got 5-year tenure for their service, and same that 5-year plan they have to implement for the economic development. Then Nehru era, we have learnt the Nehru era end with the Lal Bahadur Shastri, and new era arised. That era is known as Indira Gandhi era. And in that, Indira Gandhi ji, she was a powerful leader, and with her decisions, or with her powerful uh, we can say decisions, she could make many changes in Indian government also, or in Indian political parties also. After the end of Indira Gandhi era, we have many regional parties. See, when Indira Gandhi ji was there, when she was prime minister, that time there were very few parties were there in our Indian system. But at the end of the Indira Gandhi era, the many regional parties started existing. They started emerging in Indian society, or in Indian system. After that, we have Naxalism protest. Naxalism protest means farmers, they came together, and they they for their demand they started agitation and movement against the government. That movement is known as peasant class labor movement or protest movement. Was there in 1980, I guess. No, it was there in 1960, and it again came back in 1980. After that, we have learnt about ethnic group, northeastern region, where, see, very first point here you can see northeastern regions, which comprises of 8 states. It's culturally and ethnically diverse, having more than 200 ethnic groups. I'm talking about the northeast states. See, northeast state means Tripura, Meghalaya, Mizoram, Manipur, Assam. So these are the seven sisters, we can say. So these states were totally diverse state. Means their language was different, their dialect was different, as well as socio-culturally identities was different. Now they are a part and parcel of as a Indian states, but that time there was an issue in between these seven states also. The state were undergoing to the uh, conflict since Indian independence. Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, and Tripura have witnessed militancy since the 60s. मीन्स 1960 पासून तिथं मिलिटरी होती आणि तिथं मिलिटरीचा आपल्याला हस्तक्षेप दिसून येतो. In Assam, the problem was about lack of development. Yeah, in the Assam, the Indian government, they were not ready to give more focus on the development, and because of that, the people, those who are residing, the people, those who are uh, residing in Assam, they started agitation, and that agitation was known as Assam Oil Blockade. Assam Oil Blockade. It was one of the agitation that focused on the demand for the economic development. Actually, you must have known about that in Assam we have natural resources, but the because of ignored states, they could not, means the Assam state, they could not develop themselves, and that's why that agitation changed a lot. Even Jharkhand agitation, Assam agitation, after that agitations, at least government started attending these states, and they started taking care of the development of Assam. Then what we have seen, the state of Bangladesh, how the state of Bangladesh has separated, or how it has got his own status of state of Bangladesh. Previously, Bangladesh was a part and parcel of our India. It was a part of Indian territory, but after that, the state of Bangladesh was totally separated from India. Then, as you have you heard it or not, I don't know, but the demand of Khalistan, means the people, those who are living in Punjab, they wanted separate Khalistan country actually, but that time it was not, means that time Indira Gandhi ji, she had taken this situation, she had taken the control on this situation, and because of her, she the people of Punjab, they didn't get, or they could not complete, they could not fulfill their demand of separate Khalistan, and till yet we have Punjab as a state in our India, Punjab as a state of our Indian territory. So that was the issue. Uh, that time emergency was declared in 1970, and who had declared that emergency? Obviously Indira Gandhi ji. It was a long emergency we have ever seen in the Indian, uh, we can say, administration system, the democratic system of governance of India. Just a minute. The crisis that grew into major confrontation was demand for Khalistan in the states of Punjab. The agitation forced in Indian government to use force agitation, the separatist movement. The assassination of Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was the first such political assassination, a direct result of the use of force to tackle the Punjab agitation. Actually, she could not tackle properly the demand of Khalistan, and that is why she had been assassinated by the we cannot say Punjabi community, but yes, it was a truth. Okay. After her assassination, the Rajiv Gandhi ji assassination was taken place, and it was because of Tigers of Tamil Elam. It was a liberation. Uh, a second such assassination was of Rajiv Gandhi, who lost his life to a suicide attack by the Liberation Tigers of Tamil Elam, that is known as LTTE, for having taken decision on the Tamil question in Sri Lanka. He has also taken a decision of Tamil and Sri Lanka question, and that time he was assassinated. Then we have learnt about the uh, Mandir and Babri Masjid dispute. After that, Jammu Kashmir problem, Azadi, that word has been propagated by Kashmiri people. And for Azadi, India went into an economic transformation in 1990s, that we have learned. Now we are going to start with the cross-border terrorism in Jammu and Kashmir. Cross-border terrorism means the dispute between the border area of India and Pakistan, where Jammu and Kashmir state lies. Okay. The Indian Independence Act 1947 provided that the rulers of the princely states had to take the final decision, whether they wish to join India and Pakistan. Actually, this is the root of this cross-border terrorism in Jammu Kashmir. It was a base. Means what? यहाँ पे जो प्रिंसली स्टेट्स थे, मतलब जब हमें इंडिपेंडेंस मिला तो उसके बाद आफ्टर 1947 प्रिंसली स्टेट्स को डिसीजन लेने के लिए कहा गया था कि उन्होंने आइदर पाकिस्तान में उन्होंने जाना है, नहीं तो इंडिया में उन्होंने आना है. तो इसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, ये क्रॉस बॉर्डर इशू उस टाइम से चल रहा है. कब से? जब से प्रिंसली स्टेट्स को मर्ज होने के लिए कहा गया. Okay, so that time the Indian government wanted to annex the princely states, but the Indian government had given freedom to the princely states to whether they can merge with the India, whether they could merge with the Pakistan, and that was the dispute. That was the fundamental disputes behind the Jammu and Kashmir cross terrorism. The problem in Jammu Kashmir began with Pakistan sending tribal raiders with the support of army to force Maharaja Hari Singh of Jammu Kashmir to join Pakistan. So that time Maharaja Hari Singh, he was ruling Jammu and Kashmir princely state. Jammu and Kashmir was a princely state. Princely state means what? Again I am going to explain. Princely state means uh, rulers, means the Maharaja Hari Singh, he was ruling over there, and he was ruling only his own territory. In that princely state, no one would interfere in his ruling system. Though India had got independence, though Britishers, they have established East India Company, and they started developing, growing their East India Company and their expansion of territories, but still these princely states were under the control of that particular ruler. ये जो princely state थे, हम इसका एग्जाम्पल लेंगे एक कश्मीर, जम्मू कश्मीर, हैदराबाद ये भी प्रिंसली स्टेट था. और ये वन मोर एग्जाम्पल ऑफ रानी लक्ष्मीबाई. हर टेरिटरी was also comes under in a princely state. She was ruling over there. Though Britishers were ruling in other areas of India, but the princely state totally different from this ब्रिटिश रूल. ओके, यहाँ पे क्या होता था प्रिंसली स्टेट में, वो प्रिंस खुद को राजा कहकर वो क्या करते थे, वो टेरिटरी रूल करते थे, उस पर राज करते थे. तो अभी पॉइंट जो है उनको अभी ये दिया गया, फ्रीडम दिया गया कि अभी आपको मर्ज तो होना ही है, आपके पास दूसरा कुछ ऑप्शन ही नहीं है. यू हैव टू मर्ज आइदर इन इंडिया और पाकिस्तान. सो दैट टाइम पाकिस्तानी पीपल, they were forcing the Maharaja Hari Singh to merge with the Pakistan, because Jammu and Kashmir was controlling under the Maharaja Hari Singh, and Pakistan government wanted a Jammu and Kashmir region in their territory, means be a part and parcel of Pakistan territory. But the Maharaja Hari Singh, he was not ready to merge his Jammu Kashmir with Pakistan. He wanted to merge, he wanted to annex with the Indian government. And that time, what the Pakistan had okay, what we were learning, yeah, the Jammu Kashmir began with Pakistan sending tribal raiders with the support of the army of force Maharaja Hari Singh of Jammu and Kashmir to join Pakistan. Means the Pakistani army was also included in that. They sent tribal raiders, means the plunderer. Plunderer means the person who is raiding others. जहाँ पे हम कब्जा करते हैं ना, उसको रेड बोलते हैं. ट्राइबल जो लोग हैं, हम बोल सकते हैं आदिवासी वगैरह, तो उन लोगों को वो भेजते थे अलॉन्ग विद द आर्मी, अलॉन्ग विद द फोर्स, मिलिट्री फोर्स. पाकिस्तानी लोग वो भेजते थे महाराजा हरि सिंह के पास, और उन्हें कहते थे कि हमें, आपको क्या करना है, आपको पाकिस्तान में मर्ज होना है, आपको इंडिया में मर्ज नहीं होना है. सो दैट टाइम हरि सिंह वॉज नॉट रेडी, and he fought a battle against the Pakistani army, Pakistani military, and finally Hari Singh signed the instrument of accession, making the state a part of Indian Union, after which India sent troops to protect Kashmir. Actually, that time Hari Singh was not that much powerful to fought a battle against the Pakistan. But that time who saved him, that time who protect him, the Indian army had protect him, um, and after that Hari Singh had taken a decision to merge with the India. मतलब क्या, जब पाकिस्तान ने आर्मी भेजी थी, मिलिट्री भेजी थी, तब इंडिया ने भी कुछ ट्रूप्स भेजे थे. किसके खिलाफ? पाकिस्तान के खिलाफ. और किसको बचाने के लिए? राजा हरि सिंह को बचाने के लिए इंडिया ने ट्रूप्स भेजे थे. मतलब हमारे भी मिलिट्री गई थी, और इंडिया पाकिस्तान में वो पहला वॉर हुआ था. एंड उसके बाद ही क्या हुआ, हरि सिंह ने हमारे इंडिया में मर्ज होने का फैसला लिया. This resulted in the first India-Pakistan war, means it was there in the 1947 and 48, means immediately after the independence, immediately after when the India got independence. So again in 1965, again we had a second war with Pakistan. At that time Pakistan sent in infiltrators with the hope that they would lead the people of Jammu and Kashmir to rise against India. Now, what does it mean by infiltrators? Infiltrators means what? To send soldiers through gaps in the enemy line. अब क्या कर रहे थे पाकिस्तान, क्या कर रहे थे 1965 के बाद, कि उन्होंने क्या चालू किया, जो जम्मू कश्मीर में अवैध तरीके से उनके जो आर्मी लोग हैं, उनके पास जो टेररिस्ट लोग हैं, उनको भेजने का सिलसिला एक चालू किया. कब? 1965 के बाद. और उस टाइम से वो जो वर्ड है उसको बोलते हैं इन्फिल्ट्रेटर्स. यू विल गेट दैट वर्ड इन पेज नंबर 41, लास्ट पैराग्राफ. ओके, सी द Indian army, you can see here how they were protecting the border area. Cross border terrorism we are learning. Just a minute, students. If you want, you can take pics of it. You can take the screenshot. Let me check. one of my student, she has prepared this PPT. I'm really thankful to her that she has prepared that PPT. Sakshi Gaikwad, she has prepared this PPT and PPT is too good, too nice. Okay, let's move towards the next. अब तक पता चला क्या हुआ था, महाराजा हरि सिंह इंडिया में आ गए, इसकी वजह से फिर से पाकिस्तान को उसका गुस्सा आया, फिर से पाकिस्तान ने क्या किया, छुपते छुपाते उनके आर्मी को, उनके सोल्जर्स को उन्होंने क्या किया, इंडियन टेरिटरी में भेजना स्टार्ट किया, और फ्यू टेररिस्ट also had been sent by Pakistan, we can say. If you want to imagine all these things, go through the picture of Uri, or the pictures which are literally prepared or literally made for the national unity, integration, and for India. So such, from such pictures you can get this scene, or the, you can at least imagine that how the this things or how this process is going on. Okay, so go through the Uri film, Uri movie once. Okay, uh, write it down. Infiltrators. Infiltrators means to send soldiers through gaps in the enemy lines. Jammu and Kashmir to rise against India. So they were sending the military, they were sending the enemies, they were sending the terrorists also. However, when Pakistan actually attacked in 1965, the local population did not support Pakistan. Again, the same situation happened when Pakistan directly attacked on India. That time, the uh, the native people, ethnic people, those who were living in Pakistan, local population, even they didn't support the Pakistani army. Okay, and that is why the Pakistani government and Pakistan was in, what we called it, we can say the Pakistani government, Pakistani leaders, they got angry because their own local Pakistani people, they did not support them in that war. The next issue was the plebiscite front, means Amanullah Khan created the plebiscite front in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. The organization had an unofficial armed wing called National Liberation Front, which carried out sabotage activities in Jammu and Kashmir. Means Amanullah Khan, he was a person, he had started creating a plebiscite front. Plebiscite means in Marathi we can say सार्वमत, जिथं आपल्याला सगळ्यांचं मतं हवी आहेत, असं एक त्यांनी फ्रंट स्टार्ट केलं. That kind of organization had been started by Amaluddin Khan in Pakistan occupied Kashmir. See, India and Pakistan, in between the border we have Pak occupied Kashmir. Okay, then China occupied Kashmir. So in the the Kashmir has been segregated or has been divided in between areas also. Means China occupied Kashmir, where the China attacked and China occupied few part of Kashmir. So Pakistan attacked and Pakistan capture few part of Kashmir. So these areas are known as Pakistan occupied Kashmir, China occupied Kashmir. जहाँ पे पाकिस्तान ने लिया है, चाइना ने हमारा थोड़ा सा पार्ट है वो कश्मीर का लिया है, इसके लिए वहाँ पे हमने वही नाम दिया है, POK. POK इज़ अ शॉर्ट फॉर्म ऑफ पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर. सो वहाँ पे क्या किया, अमानुल्लाह ने एक फ्रंट एस्टैब्लिश किया और उसने क्या किया, ये अनऑफिशियल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन है और अनऑफिशियल उसने क्या किया, आर्म मतलब जो मिलिट्री रहती है तो उसका भी उसने वहाँ पे आर्मी को भी उसमें इंक्लूड किया, अनऑफिशियल आर्मी को. सो उसको हम क्या बोलते हैं, आर्म विंग कॉल्ड नेशनल लिबरेशन फ्रंट, which carried out sabotage activities in Jammu and Kashmir. Sabotage activities means what? attempting to destroy, okay, or injure any national defense or war material. So उसने क्या शुरू शुरू किया कि जो मिलिट्री है हमारे इंडिया की, उन पे अटैक करना चालू किया. जो कॉमन सिटीजन्स है, जो इंडिया के सिटीजन्स है, इंडियन सिटीजन्स, दो दे आर लिविंग इन पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर, मीन्स पाक ऑक्यूपाइड कश्मीर में भी इंडियन पीपल है. तो उन पे क्या किया उन्होंने, ये चालू किए, अटैक करना चालू किया, उनको डिस्ट्रॉय करने का उन्होंने क्या किया, प्रयास किया. ओके, सो ये जो सारा है वो ये किसने चालू किया, अमानुल्लाह खान ने चालू किया. सैपेटज एक्टिविटी मीन्स टू अटैक फॉर डिस्ट्रॉय or to attack, to injure the common citizens. Okay. Then in 1977 the plebiscite front was given a new name. That plebiscite front was, which was established by Amanullah Khan, then it had got new name. It was Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front, JKLF. It is a short form of it. In 1989 the National Conference worker was shot dead, and Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front, JKLF, kidnapped Rubia Sayyed. Rubia Sayyed was the daughter of Home Minister, and the main demand of JKLF was to create independent state of Kashmir. So what was the main demand of this plebiscite front? After that plebiscite front renamed as a uh, national conference worker, sorry, it was renamed as Jammu Kashmir Liberation Front. एंड डिमांड क्या था जम्मू कश्मीर लिबरेशन फ्रंट का, कि उनको स्टेट चाहिए, एक अलग ही स्टेट कश्मीर. उनको ना पाकिस्तान में जाना है, उनको ना इंडिया में आना है, उनको इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट, जैसे हम बोलते हैं ना इंडिपेंडेंट कंट्री, वैसे उनको एक स्टेटस चाहिए था. JKLF मतलब जम्मू कश्मीर लिबरेशन फ्रंट, उनको क्या चाहिए था, वॉज टू क्रिएट एन इंडिपेंडेंट स्टेट ऑफ कश्मीर. Pakistan decided to use the Mujahideen to back the pro-Pakistan guerrilla groups such as Hizbul Mujahideen in Kashmir. The entry of pan-Islamist fighters into the valley from Pakistan changed the color of the insurgency. Insurgency means revolt, rebellion. Okay, the growth of Islamic militancy in Kashmir in the 1990s resulted the migration of Pandit population from Kashmir. Now what has happened? The Pakistan, they have taken help. They had taken help of Hizbul Mujahideen. These are the terrorist organizations, terrorist groups, we can say. After that, they had taken help of pan-Islamist also, and with the help of the Hizbul Mujahideen and other terrorist groups, the Pakistan, they started troubling. They started creating many obstacles in Indian territories. Okay, so that time, because of that all activities, the Kashmiri Pandit, they had to migrate from Kashmir, and it was a biggest issue or biggest conflict and dispute arises in Kashmir. जो कश्मीरी पंडित है उनको क्या हुआ, उनको कश्मीर छोड़ने पे मजबूर किया किसने, ये जो पाकिस्तान की जो एक्टिविटी चल रही थी उसमें उन्होंने हिजबुल मुजाहिदीन का भी इस्तेमाल किया था. उनके लोगों के साथ उन्होंने ये सब कार्रवाई की थी, मिलिटेंसी लाई थी कश्मीर में, क्योंकि वो पाक ऑक्यूपाइड रीजन है जहाँ पे पाकिस्तान कुछ भी कर सकता है, जहाँ पे पाकिस्तान मिलिट्री आ सकती है. इसकी वजह से क्या हुआ, आप सबको पता होगा जो प्रॉब्लम क्रिएट हो रहा है पाकिस्तान कश्मीरी पंडित के साथ. तो जस्ट नाउ यू हैव हर्ड अबाउट सुशांत सिंह केस. In that, Kangana Ranawat, she is fighting for him, and she confessed that day in front of media that she is remembering the Kashmiri Pandit and what the Kashmiri Pandit had suffered in Kashmir, and why did they migrated from Kashmir. That issue, that problem she has remembered at that time. So once you just do one thing, go to YouTube, you will get the information about Kashmiri Pandit and why they had to migrate. Okay, so we'll finish it once and I will stop. After that, the government has maintained the terrorism emanating from across Indian borders, remaining the core concern of Indian relationship with Pakistan. Yes, but India want a good relationship with Pakistan. We do not want to fight with Pakistan. Okay, and that is why India is taking care. India is concerned about the protection of India and Pakistan also. The government argues that infiltration from across the border is mainly in Jammu and Kashmir, which is affected by terrorist violence. Actually, the infiltration is going on